This morning, the Caribbean is bracing for Hurricane Melissa's landfall. Ahead, why Jamaica's prime minister says the storm could cripple the island nation.
Plus, an officer shoots and kills a suspect. We'll have reaction from a neighbor who witnessed it happen.
And incoming delays. What important guidelines could now face delays as the shutdown continues into week 4? Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Tuesday. I'm Kyrie Lee.
I'm Chris Stanford. Thanks for joining us. Nice and cool here as we are in the final stretch of October.
I think I'm just finally starting to embrace it.
Atta girl.
It took me a little while, but I don't feel the warm air as I walk out anymore. So
it's a magical time of year. It really is.
I just have come to my senses. So there we go.
Crisp, nice, refreshing little chill in the air. The beautiful fall colors glistening in the sun. Jacob Montesano is here to tell us just how wonderfully fall it will be today. Good morning.
Good morning, Chris. You ever dabbled in poetry? That was very nice.
That
was beautiful, Chris.
Stop it.
Yes.
Now, as we take a look at the current temperatures, 36 in Madison, cool for Madison and areas to the north, a little bit milder in southwest Wisconsin and also closer to Lake Michigan. But for the most part, these temperatures pretty close to what we normally see during the morning this time of the year. But obviously, the big weather story is not what's happening here. It's what's happening down south in the tropics. This is Hurricane Melissa, very powerful storm, Category 5 storm, one of the strongest storms this year and one of the strongest storms in recent memory. And this will be the most devastating storm Jamaica has seen in any of our lifetimes. So as we take a look at the track of it, it's going to make landfall a little bit later in the morning, if not afternoon, maintaining its Category 5 status. And even as it hits Cuba, it's expected to be potentially a Category 5 storm. Could make landfall twice as a Category 5 storm, which is almost unheard of. And then as it moves into the Bahamas, still going to be strong, Category 2, just diminishing a little bit, and then it will continue to diminish as it pushes off into the central and northern Atlantic, where the waters are a bit cooler. But definitely thoughts and prayers to those located in Jamaica and Cuba. And it's going to create devastation in both locations. So very, very scary situation down there.
Yes, we will be thinking about those communities. Hopefully everything will turn out all right. But we will begin with a live look in Jamaica, where both officials and residents are bracing for Hurricane Melissa's imminent landfall.
We're keeping an eye on the water levels in Jamaica as the Category 5 storm is the strongest storm of the year and could produce winds of up to 175 miles an hour. The storm, massive, moving very slowly too, and that means heavy rainfall will be an issue. Forecast right now is 20 to 30 inches of rain for the island, possibly causing some dangerous flash flooding. The National Hurricane Center warns the storm could bring, quote, total structural failure.
Would have an impact on our shores more to the western end of Jamaica. And if that were to happen, and I've said it before, I don't believe there's any infrastructure within this region that could withstand a Category 5 storm.
The storm already deadly. It has killed 3 people in Jamaica and 4 others in Haiti and the Dominican Republic. 6:02 now. I want to turn to some local news. Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin says it will begin offering abortions again.
This comes after a month-long halt due to Medicaid funding cuts in the president's tax and spending bill. The organization says it dropped its essential community provider designation under the Affordable Care Act. Officials say this change does not affect the cost of abortions or other services, nor does it impact their funding. But State Attorney General Josh Call says court battles over this issue are expected to continue.
This remains a hotly contested issue, both at the federal level and likely at the state level as well. Again, we've gotten some clarification, but the legislature can take action to change abortion law in Wisconsin. And so it remains important that we keep working to protect access to safe and legal abortion.
Call says the multi-state lawsuit challenging the Medicaid provision in the president's budget bill is still in its early stages.
Now to continuing coverage of a Department of Justice investigation into a deadly shooting in Fort Atkinson involving a police officer. We now have a reaction from a neighbor who saw the shooting. It happened Sunday night. Police responded to a home after reports of a disturbance with shots fired. The DOJ says officers surrounded the home, one officer firing their weapon, hitting a person inside. First responders then flew that person to the hospital where they died. Investigators found a rifle not belonging to an officer at the scene. That neighbor witnessed the shooting from their back porch.
Came out here, heard a lot of commotion around here. You know, they had the road blocked off over here at first. But I heard a faint bang, and then I heard pop, 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 pop. You know, and it was surreal.
The officer involved was wearing a body camera, is now on administrative leave per protocol. News 3 Now has put in a formal request for that body camera footage.
Happening today, the man charged with stalking a state chief justice is scheduled to appear in court. 37-year-old Ryan Thornton of Racine faces 1 count of stalking. The criminal complaint says Thornton sent multiple emails to Justice Jill Korofsky, calling her manipulative, telling her to eject herself from office, and requesting her home address. Capitol Police say Thornton was angry with the attorney who represented him in a 2019 strangulation and domestic abuse case in which a jury found him guilty. 6:05, turning to some national news. Today, a top Border Patrol official is expected to address why federal agents in Chicago are defying a judge's order limiting their use of force.
This comes as a new court filing claims that agents violated the judge's order by continuing to use tear gas on protesters. The suit also accuses masked agents of tackling several people on Saturday. The judge's recent order prohibits agents from using both such tactics unless there's an immediate threat of serious harm. I want to take a live look at Asia this morning, where President Trump is speaking in Tokyo, Japan, after meeting with Japanese business leaders. Today's meeting is part of Trump's week-long visit to Asia, and it comes just hours after Trump had a bilateral meeting with Japan's newest prime minister. Also come just days before President Trump is expected to meet with China's President Xi Jinping. That is scheduled for Thursday. During the meeting, both leaders are expected to talk about trade, tariffs, and possibly finalizing the sale of TikTok.
The Trump administration says it will delay the release of the new national dietary guidelines. The guidelines were expected by the end of the month, but now the administration says they will likely be released in December. Major changes are expected in this update, which happens every 5 years. The new guidelines can also impact federal nutrition and school meal programs.
It comes also as the Department of Agriculture says the WIC program will continue running despite the shutdown. The program helps provide food assistance to about 7 million pregnant women, new moms, and young children. The department says the program will now receive tariff money and will run for the foreseeable future. More local news now. New police data shows there has been an impressive decline in crime within the city of Madison.
Chief John Patterson says homicides are down 55%, with 3 this year compared to an average of 7. Burglaries have fallen 43%, and stolen vehicles are down 52%. Chief Patterson says these declines reflect stronger collaboration with public health, the fire department, and Madison schools.
Well, you are running out of time to bring your food scraps to farmers market drop-off sites. Today is the last day to drop off scraps at the Madison Eastside Farmers Market. You can do that from 4 to 7 and the Southside Farmers Market from 2 to 6. This Saturday, you can drop off scraps at the Westside Community Market from 7 to noon. It's a great spot to get rid of your leftover pumpkin scraps from Halloween.
The Henry Vilas Zoo's newest resident is getting acclimated to his new home. Take a look here. Siku, a male polar bear, arrived on Friday and spent the weekend exploring his 2 yards, multiple pools, and denning bedrooms. He also met the zoo's female polar bear, Barrett. Siku weighs just over 1,200 pounds, and his arrival comes as the zoo awaits Nora, a female polar bear coming from the Oregon Zoo.
Always one of the popular attractions at the Henry Vilas Zoo, those polar bears. Can't wait to see them next time I take the family.
It'll be a sight to see for sure. And again, it's so amazing that this is one of few zoos that are free. So yeah, but donations are always appreciated. But yeah, it's just a nice place to go and explore.
With the zoo, is that coming up this weekend or was that last weekend? I forget.
I think Josh had mentioned that last
weekend.
Yeah. Right. So it's rolling on by,
Time's flying.
Yes. Well, let's check in with Jacob, who's getting you ready to fly on out the door. What are things looking like?
Yeah, we are going to see a good amount of cloud coverage today with pretty seasonable temperatures, definitely chilly. And as we look at the bus stop forecast, mostly cloudy skies with temperatures in the 30s during the morning. Not too cool for the afternoon. We will see temperatures getting into the 50s. We are going to see a little bit of wind, so it may make it feel a little bit cooler. And across the area, this will be very similar for just about everybody, middle to upper 50s. But we will see some rain for a few locations, mainly for areas to the south and west of Madison. Not really going to develop till the afternoon, afternoon, but once it does develop, we'll continue to see the shower activity throughout the evening and into the overnight hours, especially for those of you near Platteville, Prairie du Chien, and the further southwest you're located, the better chance you will see that rainfall. Now, once we get towards Wednesday morning, especially by sunrise Wednesday, a lot of that will have cleared out of the area, and then we're going to see sunshine for the afternoon, and we'll continue to be dry as we get closer to Halloween. We'll have a full detailed look at your Halloween forecast coming up a bit later.
Jacob, thank you. Coming up after the break, why some researchers are saying you may want to start napping with the lights off.
As if we sleep with the lights on? Okay,
sure, maybe
interesting.
some do.
That's coming up right after the break. Also, our Josh Ryder is live in Madison this morning, giving us a sneak peek at a fun pop-up Halloween event. You're watching News 3 Now this morning. We're back after this.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Welcome back. And the 608 Beer Rock is once again transforming into a special pop-up event to celebrate Halloween.
Josh Ryder is checking it out this morning and is going to show us around. Good morning, Josh.
Hey, good morning to you guys. We're live at Beer Rock Madison this morning, and boy, do they have a really cool Halloween pop-up event coming up this weekend. Joining us this morning is Brian Caribou. Brian, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us out. You're all in costume this morning.
I am. People want to be served by the bartender from the Rusty Anchor. They've come to the right place.
And that's what it's all about this weekend. Year after year since you've been open, this is year number 8, you guys always come up with a pop-up event, and this weekend you're all about?
We are the Rusty Anchor from the show, The Golden Girls. That's the bar in the show. So that's kind of our theme. We become a bar from popular culture.
Oh, that is so cool. And, you know, you have obviously a rich tradition. You were telling me off camera, you started this right when you guys opened, and it has kind of become your thing year after year.
Yeah, for 8 straight years, like we've been Moe's Tavern from The Simpsons, we've been the Cantina from Star Wars, and now in our 8th year, the Rusty Anchor from Golden Girls.
Oh, that's so cool. So that's happening this weekend. You can start to see a little bit of memorabilia showing up here. And what is this truly all about for you here at Beer Rock?
It's just celebrating Halloween as a way to get into your inner child and dress up and have fun for an evening.
It's kind of fun, you know, as an adult, you still get to celebrate, right? You're always trying to figure out how can we celebrate Halloween. This is a perfect way to do so and also support local.
Yeah, it's a great way for people to get out, support local business, and just have a fun time.
You know, here at Beer Rock, you've been open, as you mentioned, 8 years in a special part of Madison. You're here on the north side, and that community support is great.
Yes, we love the north side. You know, it's different from other parts of Madison. It's not State Street, it's not Willie Street, but it's very community oriented, and we love it here.
So as far as this weekend's event, when can people check you out and how can they do so?
Yeah, it takes place from 2 p.m. to midnight on Halloween itself, Friday, October 31st. And yeah, we'll be operating all those hours.
Oh my gosh, that's so much fun. And for you, I mean, how do you come up with these ideas year after year to, you know, shake it up?
The very first year we became Moe's Tavern from The Simpsons, and we didn't really know back then that it would become a thing, and a lot of people showed up, and we kind of said to ourselves, I guess this is our thing now. So
and here you are 8 years later, and it's still a thing.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Well, way to go. I'm excited to see everything up because this is going to be the place to be this weekend.
Thanks for coming.
Yes, you bet. And if you'd like to learn more about what's happening here at Beer Rock this weekend, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com, guys.
All right, good stuff. The bar from Golden Girls.
Yeah, can't go wrong there.
All right. Thanks, Josh.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out either on social media or email us at in the608@WISC-TV.com for a chance to be featured.
All right, here's Jacob with 3 things to know on your Tuesday. Hey, Jacob.
Hey, Chris, we are going to see some showers today, but only for some areas. And in general, we'll see seasonable temperatures going forward, which means they are going to be rather chilly. And we also are not expecting any big rainfalls in the forecast continuing into the first half of November. At least right now, we're not expecting any. Now, as we take a look at today's rainfall, again, it's mostly going to stay to the south and west of Madison. Now, in general, there will be a lot more rainfall for places west and southwest of Wisconsin, entirely across Iowa and Minnesota. But we're only going to see a few showers clipping the southwestern portion of Wisconsin. Mostly light rain, although this could continue starting in the afternoon through the overnight hours for those of you near Platteville, Prairie du Chien. And then by sunrise Wednesday, our entire area will be dry, and the dry weather is expected to continue from there for all of Wednesday and all of Thursday. But looking at Halloween, there is a very small chance of some isolated showers, nothing too heavy, but we will continue to see cloudy skies, and that light shower chance is expected during the trick-or-treating hours as well. However, it wouldn't surprise me at all if we don't see any rain, and I do expect most of the area to not see any rainfall, with a little bit better of a rain chance once we get to the overnight hours for Halloween. But looking specifically at that trick-or-treating forecast, we are going to see chilly temperatures, but also they're not too far off from normal. Highs near 50 for the afternoon with increasing clouds, and then we'll be in the 40s for much of the trick-or-treating hours. So definitely bundle up for the trick-or-treating forecast, but I don't expect to see much rain, but can't completely rule it out. Now, the forecast for Halloween this year certainly could be worse. 2 years ago, the high temperature was in the 30s, and last year is kind of misleading because I don't know if you remember, it was nice early in the day, but then we saw some rain and it really cooled down with windy conditions in the afternoon. And you don't have to go too far back to 2019, which was the snowiest Halloween on record for Madison, where we saw 4 inches of snow. So not going to see any of that. And before I show you the full 10-day forecast, I also want to mention the Packers game forecast for this weekend will be very similar to the trick-or-treating forecast with plenty of cloud cover and temperatures in the 40s. I mean, this is just what we kind of expect across the area this time of the year, and that's very evident with the entire 7 to 10-day forecast. Not a lot of rainfall, but temperatures very seasonable, highs mostly in the middle to lower 50s, lows mostly in the middle 30s, and at this point in time, there's not really going to be an end in sight to those temperatures or the relatively dry weather.
All right, Jacob, thank you. In your morning health watch, a new study suggests that sleeping with the lights off may be good for your heart health. Researchers found that people exposed to bright light while sleeping had a 56% higher risk of heart failure. Scientists say nighttime light can interfere with the body's circadian rhythm. That's the internal clock that controls sleep and wake cycles. Experts recommend limiting screen time and dimming or turning off unnecessary lights a few hours before bed.
That many people sleeping with the lights on?
I guess maybe if you accidentally fall asleep, possibly.
Sure, I could see that.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Well, if you're experiencing knee pain, a new study is finding that getting aerobic exercise may help reduce your pain and improve your movement. Aerobic exercise is rhythmic and repetitive movements such as walking, jogging, cycling, and swimming. If you're just starting to exercise, experts say aim for just 5 or 10 minutes a day of walking or cycling.
Still ahead, see how long it takes to get a Cottage Grove house turned into a Halloween hotspot for trick-or-treating.
And coming up in our next half hour, Madison police are urging the public to watch what they post. Ahead, why the department is saying the spread of misinformation could hinder other cases.
And before we go to break, here are your gas prices. Back after this. We are back sharing Ann's morning with you. I want to take a look at the gorgeous fall photos here. Jacob, we're right in peak here in southern Wisconsin in Dane County. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely take advantage of it because pretty soon those leaves, they're going to be all on the ground. And as Kyrie mentioned earlier, they're going to look very bald. And that's a good way to describe them.
Yeah. The baldy locks.
All right, thank you, Ann, for sharing that with us.
Yes, thank you. Well, Friday is Halloween, as we've been mentioning. Gosh, I cannot talk today. mentioning. Anyway, as I have mentioned.
Take 2.
There we go. Anyways, one Cottage Grove family is going all out. Take a look at this footage here. So every year, Amy Atwood and her husband pick a different theme to transform their home for the holiday. So this year, it's medieval. So it's complete with a castle, got the horses, a drawbridge, and knights. that would say it took 3 full weekends to build and paint and just 1 day to set it all up. So there you go.
So here's
Right in our
my
backyard.
question. I saw a reel on social media, and this was spot on. Where do they put all this stuff when it's not Halloween?
Right?
Well, I think they change it up
Storage
every year,
unit, maybe?
so maybe.
You know, rent a barn somewhere and you keep all this stuff out there? Like, where does it come from?
That's funny.
What do you do with it when it's not October?
But they I wonder if they could maybe rent it out for people who are looking for themed parties or something. Could be another business idea. Hey, it takes a lot of work to paint,
Sure
build.
does. It looks great.
all of
It
that.
really does.
And I
It
will
really
say,
does.
I've never
Popular spot for Halloween.
I've never seen a medieval theme for Halloween. That's definitely really cool.
No, yeah.
Original.
Yeah, that was definitely outside of the box. But this one in South Minneapolis, we've seen this before. A true Swiftie turning heads with our spooky, sparkly tribute to Taylor Swift. This person turned their yard into Life of a Showgirl, a play on Taylor Swift's new album, Life of a Showgirl. So there you go.
All right.
All the things.
Trick-or-treated, not looking too bad in the weather for Friday, huh?
No, we're going to have seasonable temperatures. Should be pretty dry as well.
We just came to have a good time, and now we're kind of stuck here.
Stuck and bracing for impact. A Category 5 hurricane now barreling toward Jamaica. This morning, when it will make landfall.
Plus, a data center near you. Which communities could see proposals and the local reaction?
And a fire station's investment serves its purpose. The touching story of how first responders become part of someone's life forever. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning on a Tuesday. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. It's October 28th. Just a few more days
of October. That's all we got. Let's get you out the door this morning. Jacob Montesano in for Savannah Brito with your first one forecast. He's got those nice chilly temperatures for you on your Tuesday. Hey there.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, temperature is definitely cool right now, but as I've been saying all morning, this is the time of year where we kind of expect this just about every morning, and right now the temperatures aren't too far off from normal. Middle 30s for Madison and areas to the north, lower 40s though in southwest Wisconsin and also closer to Lake Michigan. But for the most part, we're going to stay quiet, and the weather story, even for our area, is what's happening down south in the tropics, because this is a very powerful storm, Hurricane Melissa, that is expected to slam into Jamaica. Right now, you could see the storm very close to Jamaica. It's a Category 5 storm. Wind speeds up near 215 miles per hour. It's going to slam into Jamaica later today, and it's going to maintain a very strong status, possibly continuing to be a Category 5 storm as it makes impact with Cuba. And if it does make landfall as a Category 5 in Jamaica and Cuba, that is very unheard of for it to make landfall twice as a Category 5. Now, once it gets to the Bahamas, it's still going to be strong, but not quite as strong, and then it'll continue to diminish as it moves into the northern Atlantic. But a very scary situation down in Jamaica today.
Yes, thinking of those communities there. And right now, Hurricane Melissa, as we've mentioned, is barreling toward Jamaica after intensifying to that Category 5. So let's take a live look there now.
The storm has already killed 3 people and 4 more in Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Millions are bracing for the monster storm, bringing the threat of forceful winds, catastrophic flooding, and deadly landslides.
Local business owners have even boarded up doors, sealed windows, and piled sandbags, doing the best that they can. Stranded tourists are hunkering down in hotels, including St. Louis hairdresser Marnice Stewart, who's riding out her first hurricane at a Montego Bay resort.
We just came to have a good time, and now we're kind of stuck here.
She's slow and she's wide, so all areas of the island are expected to feel some impact.
Jamaica's Red Cross has opened shelters across the island. The strongest storm of the year is also expected to hit Cuba and parts of the Bahamas between today and tomorrow.
New this morning, police in Delavan are investigating after finding a person dead in Delavan Lake. Officers responded to the area of South Shore Drive last night. First responders found that person and pulled them out of the water. Police say no foul play is suspected and there is no concern for public safety.
The city of Janesville has not yet confirmed what will replace the former GM plant. The nearly 250-acre site on the south side once served as the area's main employer, but has sat empty since the plant was demolished in 2018. Last night, city leaders met in closed session to consider plans for a data center on the site. Those plans are facing opposition, with protesters gathering last night who are worried the center could bring water, light, and noise pollution to the neighborhood.
I would like to see that become a part of that community in the neighborhoods that surround it. We need shopping. We need grocery stores on the south side.
Other concerns about data centers include high energy usage, millions of tons of carbon emissions, and the potential to use up to 5 million gallons of water per day. The next Janesville City Council meeting is scheduled for November 10th.
Meanwhile, a data center company is looking at DeForest as a potential site. Village leaders there say that QTS data centers approached the village about annexing some land. The village has not received any formal petitions or annexation requests for land use approvals, though. And they can't make any decisions until that formal petition is filed. This comes after QTS made a proposal in nearby Vienna. The DeForest Village administrator says the village is not part of that agreement.
Madison police are asking people to verify information before sharing it online. This follows posts spreading misinformation tied to an investigation into sexual assault allegations against Madison School District employees. Police say initial interviews and security footage at Whitehorse Middle School show social media details were inaccurate and potentially harmful. A Madison police spokesperson says the address used in posts belongs to people not connected to the case.
So these are people just living their lives who are now, fearful, frankly, because their address is being posted as involved when so far we don't think that's the case. Social media posts should not be driving how we react in our community. It should certainly make people ask questions.
That was Chief John Patterson. He says officers have had to divert resources to investigate threats made on social media toward those residents and other inaccurate information. They are working with the district, which is conducting its own separate investigation. Turning now to the latest in the government shutdown. In just 4 days, millions of Americans are expected to lose their SNAP benefits.
That's after the USDA announced that it will not use its $6 billion contingency fund. It would mark the first shutdown to halt the program. Nearly 1 in 8 Americans depend on these benefits, saving about $177 per person per month. Those affected at food pantries are now preparing for tough times ahead.
It's going to be hard. It's going to hurt a lot of people. To tell myself every day we're doing what we can, but I wish we could do more.
Some states have already taken action on the move. California Governor Gavin Newsom has called in the National Guard to help box meals. And Virginia's governor has declared a state of emergency.
Some construction reminders if you are driving through Madison this week.
That's right. Packers Avenue, just past the airport, is closed for crews to replace the railroad crossing there. Signs are going to direct drivers to detour using North Sherman Avenue and Sherman Avenue and Aberg Avenue. Access to the airport is going to stay open. You'll have to use Darwin Road from the north, though, and International Lane from the south. Construction here is expected to wrap up by 5 p.m. on Thursday.
Meanwhile, nightly closures on northbound lanes of John Nolan Drive are underway. Lanes from North Shore Drive to Olin Avenue will close every day from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m., and this will end on Friday morning.
Beloit Police and Fire Commission naming their 3 finalists for the next top cop in the city. Anthony Michelli from Lake Geneva, Shanella Stewart from Oak Park, Illinois, and Ty Eagleson from Rockford complete the list. This follows the departure of former Chief Andre Sales in May. A public forum featuring the finalists is available right now on the City of Beloit's YouTube channel.
A $15,000 investment at one Wisconsin fire station is paying off. The Safe Haven Baby Box provided a secure, temperature-controlled place this month for a woman to safely surrender her newborn. After a newborn is placed in the box, the mother has a 10-second window to leave. An alarm then sounds, alerting paramedics. Paramedics took the baby, less than a day old, to the hospital. They report she is in good condition. The box was installed in December and was the 3rd in the state at the time. It is now serving its purpose.
This little girl is going to grow up knowing that she's got some grandpas and some uncles and some aunts at a firehouse that loved her before anyone did.
The baby girl has been placed with a family who will be adopting her.
Love that. Glad to hear she is safe.
Yes.
Well, now to the Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo off to a scorching start to the NBA season, earning Eastern Conference Player of the Week honors. That's after becoming the first player in NBA history to score 100 points, grab 40 rebounds, and dish 15 assists in the team's first 3 games. Bucks will play the Knicks tonight at 7, and this year we will carry 8 select games right here, free, over the air. Starts November 15th. LeBron James and the Lakers are playing right here on WISC-TV. The 7 remaining games are going to air on our sister station, Television Wisconsin.
The Wisconsin women's basketball team dominated their exhibition game, crushing UW River Falls 104-40. In her debut, head coach Robin Pinchton's squad showed off lockdown defense, forcing 31 turnovers and holding the Falcons to just 24% shooting. Destiny Howe led with 22 points, while 4 other Badgers scored in double digits. Up next, the Badgers face Oakland at the Kohl Center on November 5th at 6:30 p.m.
Game 3 of the World Series, one for the record books, tying the longest ever. The Blue Jays and the Dodgers lasted more than 6 hours last night. The teams were stuck at 5 runs apiece for several innings until the bottom of the 18th with Freddie Freeman up to bat. Here's the call.
11:50 in Los Angeles. Freeman sends a fly ball to center field. Varsho's going back before the catch strikes me. Freddie Freeman has ended it. It's a repeat hero with the last word and a Game 3 classic.
Dodgers win 6-5. Can you believe it? And take a 1-game lead over the Blue Jays. Game 4 is tonight in L.A.
In Monday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs dominated the Washington Commanders, winning 28-7. Despite early interceptions, Patrick Mahomes connected with Travis Kelce and Rashee Rice for key touchdowns. Kareem Hunt added both a rushing and receiving touchdown. The Chiefs' defense held strong, limiting the Commanders to just 1 touchdown.
Not too bad. Chiefs back to their winning ways. So at 5-3 now in a tough division, though.
Yeah, things didn't look so promising at the start of the season. So being a Missouri girl, we love to see this.
Yeah, your Chiefs.
Yes.
Jacob, how you feel about your Bears?
Not great right now. I'm hoping that they continue to be better.
Yeah.
And I will be at the Packers game in Chicago in December, so I'm obviously going to be rooting for the Bears in that situation. Sorry for those of you that are Packers fans, but I'm just hoping for, a little bit of improvement. At least we don't look like the worst team in the division anymore. I think maybe the Vikings have that right now, but that's not something to be proud of too much, I'd say. But anyway, let's take a look at the forecast. We are seeing chilly temperatures this morning, upper 30s with a good amount of cloud cover. We'll continue to see cloudy skies throughout the day. Temperatures will warm up into the 50s, so not too cool. Could see some rain, and most of the area won't see that rainfall. It'll mostly be in southwest Wisconsin. Areas in north and east, very unlikely to see the rain, but we'll still see plenty of cloud cover throughout the day. And looking at that chance of rain, it will develop in the afternoon, again, mostly for areas south and west of Madison. These showers will be light, but they could last into the evening and overnight before they finally will clear out completely by the time we get to sunrise on Wednesday. So they're just going to linger into the overnight hours, but then Wednesday afternoon, everyone will be dry and actually pretty sunny. And the dry weather will mostly continue through Halloween. I'll talk more in detail about that forecast, though, coming up after the break.
Jacob, thank you. Coming up, Josh Breider is live at Beer Rock with a sneak peek of their Halloween transformation.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
We're back here at 6:44, seeing what's going on in the 608 this morning. There's a local brew pub that's once again transforming into a special pop-up event to celebrate Halloween.
Josh Breider is live in Madison with a sneak peek. Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you guys. If you're looking for a way to celebrate Halloween as an adult, we have you covered this morning. We're at Beer Rock on Madison's north side, and they have a special Halloween pop-up event just for you. Brian Caribou is joining us this morning. Brian, good morning to you.
Hi, thanks for coming to Beer Rock.
Yes, absolutely. You're in costume because this is going to be year number 8 for you guys turning into a special pop-up bar. And what exactly does that mean?
Yeah, that means we turn into a bar from popular culture. This year, we're becoming the bar, the rusty anchor from the 80s TV sitcom, The Golden Girls. So a little bit of a tribute to The Golden Girls.
Oh, that is awesome. And you're starting to see some of that decor popping up on the walls in here today. And not only are you going to be going all out for the decor, you guys are also changing your menu a little bit for Halloween, too.
Yeah. Cheesecake is kind of a recurring theme in the show, and so we're having a cheesecake martini.
Yum.
Not only that, we're having a food item themed for each of the Golden Girls. So Dorothy, Sophia, Blanche, and Rose will have a beer rock for each of them.
Oh, that is so cool. How do you come up with these different ideas year after year? Because as we mentioned, this is 8 years running for you guys.
Yeah, we just have to think about TV shows or movies from pop culture and kind of significant scenes with bars or restaurants in them. So we've been Moe's Tavern from The Simpsons. We've been the Max from Saved by the Bell. We've been the Prancing Pony from Lord of the Rings. And now we're the Rusty Anchor from Golden Girls.
Oh, this is so cool. All right, so what do people need to know? This is actually happening on Halloween, which is a Friday this year, so we can celebrate a little extra.
Yeah, so Halloween proper, Friday, October 31st from 2 p.m. to midnight. People can come on out and visit a bar in Miami, Florida, right here in Madison.
Well, hey, we kind of want to feel like we're in Miami this time of the year, right? The temperatures are changing. What's it like for you to be here on the north side? You have such a unique community that has really lifted you up over the years.
Yeah, we love the north side. We're located here in the North Side Town Center, and it's very much a community tavern here. We're not State Street, we're not Willie Street, so we cater to the community, and we love telling the North Side what their Halloween costumes are going to be this year.
You're making it easy for us. Sometimes you just got to know what you're going to be, and you're doing it. So thank you so much, Brian, for having us out. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
And if you'd like to learn more about what's happening here at Beer Rock this Halloween, just go to the story up on channel3000.com. Pretty cool theme this year, guys.
Oh, you love it. All right, the Rusty Anchor from the Golden Girls. That is a deep pop culture reference there. Josh Breider, good stuff. Thanks, buddy.
Q's theme song.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yes, there's the spirit. Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out on social media or email him.
All right, checking in with Jacob Montesano with your first word forecast. You want to finish the song for me, Jacob?
I don't know that song.
I won't do that.
I'll be honest.
You don't know it?
I mean, I would, but I'm sorry. I don't know it.
All right, how about three things to know? You know that?
Yeah, I do know that. We're going to see some showers today with generally cool temperatures going forward and not really any big rainfalls in the forecast. So for the most part, staying pretty quiet, but we will see at least some showers. And as I mentioned today, it's only going to be for some parts of the area. Now, in general, there will be a lot more rainfall for places west and southwest of Wisconsin entirely. But for our area, you can see just those showers kind of clipping the southwestern portion of the area. Those of you near Platteville, Prairie du Chien, you'll certainly see a little bit more rain. Madison may not see any rain at all. In places to the north and east, pretty unlikely to see that rain. And this is going to continue into the overnight hours, clearing out by sunrise Wednesday. And then as we get to Wednesday afternoon, we'll see plenty of sunshine and definitely dry conditions, and the dry conditions will continue for Thursday as well. Now, getting into Halloween, we'll see more cloud cover, a small chance of rain throughout the day with those cloudy skies, and that's going to continue into the trick-or-treating hours. I don't expect to see much, and it wouldn't surprise me if pretty much everybody sees no rain at all. So this is not going to be a big issue, but just be aware that during trick-or-treating hours, there's a very tiny chance of some isolated showers with a little bit better chance of some rain later Friday night into early Saturday. So as we take a look specifically at that trick-or-treat forecast, we are going to see chilly temperatures, but they're going to be pretty close to normal. We're not going to see anything abnormally cool. Highs near 50 for the day with increasing clouds. Chilly for much of the trick-or-treating hours. Middle to upper 40s will be the temperatures. Again, small shower chance, but it should be mostly dry as we'll see continuous cloud cover. And even though these temperatures are chilly, this is what we normally see, so nothing too far off from normal. So I guess the quote for the Halloween forecast is, not too bad. We certainly have seen worse. We've had high temperatures in the 30s for Halloween, and we've had snow on Halloween. Not expecting snow, and although we're going to be in the 40s, not going to be in the 30s, not going to see those 30s, and we're also not going to see a lot of wind either, so it shouldn't feel any cooler than it already is. For the Packers game, very similar to that trick-or-treat forecast. We'll see 40s and a good amount of cloud cover in Green Bay. Also, the clocks will move back this weekend, and for the most part, the forecast is looking pretty quiet. Just a little bit of a temperature swing for the weekend, but pretty close to normal still, and the overnight low is not really going to change all that much either.
All right, Jacob, thank you. And coming up in the morning sprint, think twice before lighting that fall bonfire. Why the DNR is urging caution.
Before we go to break, we got a birthday to celebrate this morning. Happy 3rd birthday to Liam. Hope you have a great one. .654, time for the morning sprint.
Hurricane Melissa is expected to make landfall in Jamaica today, bringing dangerous storm surge, flash flooding, and landslides. Here's a live look now. The storm strengthened to a Category 5 yesterday. National Hurricane Center officials say Melissa is the strongest hurricane of the year, with wind gusts reaching 175 miles an hour. Melissa is forecast to move on toward Cuba, but is not expected to have a major impact on the U.S.
Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin resuming abortion services after a months-long pause because of Medicaid funding that was cut in the president's tax and spend bill. The organization has dropped its essential community provider status under the Affordable Care Act, which doesn't affect service costs or funding. However, State Attorney General Josh Kaul does warn legal battles over this issue will persist.
The DNR is warning of elevated fire danger across the state this fall. So far in October, more than 50 wildfires have burned about 20 acres statewide. The department says these fires were mostly caused by people and are preventable. With much of the state still seeing abnormally dry conditions, the DNR is recommending for people to hold off on debris burning until the ground is completely covered in snow.
New this morning, police in Delavan investigating after finding a person dead in Delavan Lake. Officers responded to the area of South Shore Drive last night. First responders recovered the person from the water. They say no foul play is suspected and there is no current threat to public safety.
Food pantries across the U.S. are bracing for this weekend. If the federal government does not reopen by Saturday, SNAP benefits are set to run out, impacting some 40 million Americans who rely on the food assistance program. The government shutdown is now in its 28th day, making this the second longest shutdown in U.S. history.
And here's a final look at your 10-day forecast. Pretty quiet going forward. Nothing big in the rainfall department, and temperatures not going to change too much. They'll cool down a little bit for the end of the week, but staying very seasonable. Highs mostly in the middle to lower 50s and lows mostly in the middle 30s.
All right, thank you, Jacob. Coming up, CBS Mornings. Our next newscast is at noon.
You can find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. Have a great day.